NBC Sports welcomes you back to Chicagoland Speedway in Joliet as our coverage of the Tropicana 400 continues. And currently, problems for pole sitter Todd Bodine. Came in during the most recent caution period, was going to make 2 tires change, but they decided to go to a 4-tire change. And look at this. This is the right rear tire off of Todd's car. Significant chunks missing from here. They said they really didn't start on low air pressure either, so they were concerned about that. But Todd went back out on the track, made a few laps, and then came back down pit road under green. This, the left rear tire off of his car. You can see the damage here along the sidewall. Obviously another vibration here. They made a 4-tire change. So Todd Bodine started on the pole. Alan said how important it was for Todd Bodine to be around for a good finish today. He has a long battle to answer that quest.
Meanwhile, his teammate, Jimmy Spencer, has taken the lead from Johnny Benson. But what happened to Mark Martin? Oh, folks, a couple laps ago, he's leading the race, going in turn 3. Benson pulls up right behind him, and you saw that 6-car wiggle. He chased it up the hill and lost. He's back to where, Alan?
Mark is back in 6th position. And it was only a couple of laps after Benson went by Mark that Spencer just ran him down and went on by. Spencer's really fast. He's been on the move. He restarted. It was in 6th position, and he's just picking them off one at a time, and now he's got himself up front. So it's Spencer, Benson, Robbie Gordon, Jerry Nadeau, Dale Earnhardt Jr., then Martin, Jeff Burton, Jeremy Mayfield, Dale Jarrett up to 9th, and Bobby Labonte now in 10th position. Leaders before the caution flag, Ricky Rudd and Kevin Harvick. They're running in 12th and 13th. And Todd Bodine is 1 and almost a second lap down. He's about a lap and 3/4 behind after the unscheduled pit stop. He's in 41st position. Dale Jarrett pursuing Jeff Burton for 8th. And for 3rd, Jerry Nadeau.
The 25 car right now is the fastest car on the racetrack.
And Dale Jarrett finishes the pass on Jeff Burton to pick up the 8th spot. Jeremy Mayfield just went by Burton a lap prior to that to pick up 7th. So Burton beginning to slide back. Jeff, one of the cars that stayed on the track under that last caution. He took his tires under the yellow at lap 23.
And that's really surprising because this 99 car, Jeff Burton, I watched him and he seemed to really be struggling to try to keep up with these cars. Although he was on the outside, it's a possibility he just got out there and could not get back to the bottom. Is why he was so slow. I expected it to be back on pit road to make more adjustments.
Schrader had a close call just a moment ago. Let's go back and take a look at that. Schrader has fallen all the way to 34th spot.
Schrader got a little bit of help there from the 30 car. That getting in the corner there, 30 car just touched the 36 car. And Benny, it doesn't take much. When you're in a corner like that, these cars are about to break loose at any second anyway. You can touch the rear of that car and it'll get it out of shape.
30 car being Jeff Green. Announced yesterday that he'll drive full season, actually for the next 3 years in that car, sponsored by AOL. Sterling Marlin trying to move up around Ron Hornaday. Jeff Gordon just made the pass on Hornaday for 15th half a lap ago.
And Jeff Gordon started in 28th, so before the day is over, I would expect to see the 24 car up front someplace. Here we go. Here's that fast car you're talking about, Wally. Jerry Nadeau doing 25. Underneath the 10 of Benson takes 2nd spot away. Spencer, don't look in the mirror because they're going to be gaining on you.
And the best place the 25 car needs to be to keep that car cool is in clean air. He wants to get out front, so he's got open air. Keep that car cool.
Kenny Schrader makes an unscheduled pit stop in the 36 car, the M&M's car.
Today Burns.
And he was very tight on the racetrack before he came in on lap 41, so they made a wedge adjustment and took on no tires. Well, that might have been him because he thinks he has a tire going down now, and they're going to change all 4. He's still complaining of a tight condition.
Let's talk about this tire situation here for a minute. We saw Mike Skinner cut down a right front, crash hard. Todd Bodine had the flat tire. New racing surface. Is there an issue here that's going to play itself out through the day?
I mean, cutting down, having flat tires should not have any bearing on a brand new racetrack, but there has been an unusually large number of tires with cuts in them. Where these slashes are coming from, I can't imagine.
Jimmy Spencer extending his lead over Jerry Nadeau to 0.8 of a second. Last lap by, they both ran about equal lap times. Harvick trying to get 10th from Ricky Rudd.
Still there after the 29.
And will.
That was Rick Cordell, the spotter for the 28 car of Ricky Rudd, telling the 29 car that he was clear after the 29.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. trying to put some pressure on Robbie Gordon for the 4th spot. Robbie Gordon returning to the seat of this Ford. Mike Wallace being released from that ride earlier this week on Tuesday.
Talked to Jim Long this morning, and they worked really hard yesterday, not only in happy hour, but after happy hour, to try to get this car to handle. They weren't real happy with the way that car was handled in happy hour. They changed a lot of things.
Robbie Gordon drove this car to a 2nd place finish in the road course race out at Sears Point a couple of weeks ago. Gordon started the season behind the wheel of the Kodak car for Morgan McClure Racing. Let's go to Bill Weber.
Alan, just want to update the tire situation down here on pit road, and at least 2 of the flat tires. Several crew chiefs have reported via the radio that they have checked Skinner's tire and that he ran over something or appears to have run over something, and that cut the tire. As for the flat left rear that Todd Bodine had, that resulted from contact on the track with Ron Hornaday. So that explains at least 2 of the tire issues in the early laps here at Chicagoland.
All right, Jerry Nadeau has been running much faster than Jimmy Spencer for the past few laps. He's caught Spencer. We'll see what aerodynamics does to it. Will he be able to close up on the 26 or not?
See how the 26 is drifting up? 26 is a little bit tighter than the 25. The 25 should be able to get his nose underneath the 26, getting off the corner. And that's the key here, running low, like I said earlier. That car right there on the bottom, that's where you have to be.
Here's our Williams Energy Race chase. Relative speeds in real time.
Nadeau, Spencer, almost identical, same speed. Let's go down the corner. Spencer down to 163. Nadeau saw 164. As they come by the line, look at this, 188, 190. Oh. They got to go down the corner, and you wonder how Mike Skinner could hit the wall so hard. That's why, at 180 miles per hour, it goes straight.
168, both of them bottom speed, low slow point in the speed in the corner.
Last time by, average speed around the racetrack, these 2 cars ran exactly the same speed.
Now, is Jerry Nadeau at the point, having closed up behind Jimmy Spencer, where he has picked up the dreaded aero push?
Oh. He had a run there. I thought maybe he's going to get Spencer. If he can get Spencer off the bottom and get some air on the nose of his car, he'll be okay. If he can't, it looks like he's going to have to sit and ride behind Spencer, because you're right, that aero push does not allow him to turn the wheel and turn under it.
These cars rely so much on the pressure the air moving over the bodies creates to press it down onto the racetrack, that when you get behind another car in his wake and the pressure is not as great, it makes it hard to keep the car turned.
Right, and as you're looking at Jerry's car right now, you want to get the left side of the nose down to the left just a little bit. Get some air down on that side of the car. That pushes the car into the racetrack better for more grip.
But watch the car push up the corners. He comes off the corner at 170 miles per hour, accelerated down the back. Look at the RPMs, 8,600 RPMs. Watch again. He's picked up some air, a little extra air in that right front. Nadeau's car is now starting to push up off the corner.
Jimmy Spencer is the leader of the Tropicana 400. We're just past 100 miles, and we'll come back in a minute. Log on to NBCSports.com to get Benny Parsons' inside look at every Winston Cup race. Plus, check out Benny's special interactive on the top 5 drivers who could emerge as NASCAR's next superstar. You'll find it all at NBCSports.com. No change on the leaderboard, top 5 anyway. 6 places just changed hands. Kevin Harvick around Dale Earnhardt Jr. to pick up that spot. Jr. starting to fall back a little bit, but all things considered, to be up in 7th position after starting in 36th, not too bad.
And Dale Jarrett goes by the 7 car to take over the 4th position.
Let's go back and talk about Dale Earnhardt Jr. just a minute. Last Saturday night, we were so privileged to witness what was one of the most exciting moments I've ever seen in Winston Cup racing, the celebration after Dale Earnhardt Jr. won the Pepsi 400 at Daytona. And earlier this weekend, Jr. told us just how exciting the finish of that race was for him.
To come across the finish line again in front of the fans and have Michael join me there in the infield, I mean, that was just great. I mean, I just can't. There'll never be another moment like that for me. I don't think another feeling like that. I don't think I'll be able to top it. It was just there'll be other wins and maybe a championship or something like that that might come along, but I'll never be able to accomplish that again. So I'll never forget it.
Don't know that I'll ever forget it either.
I know I won't, because it was special.
180,000 people all on their feet screaming in just the spontaneous celebration between Dale Jr. and his team and Michael Waltrip and what the win meant for them. It really was great. Let's go to Dave Burns.
Alan, I had a conversation with Dale's crew chief, Tony Urey, this morning, and they said they were having a problem with coil bind. That is that the spring on the left front is such a soft spring to try to keep the nose down for the downforce in the turns, that when he gets to the turns, the car bottoms out. That spring coils as far as it will go, and it hits like a rock and sends the car out of control. I just spoke with Tony again. They are having the same problem. They radioed back and forth to each other. We can't fix it, because if we go to the shock to try to fix that situation, we're going to make you way too tight. And Tony told Dale Jr., you're going to have to live with it. And as if to acknowledge that, Dale hasn't said a thing on the radio since.
If he didn't like the answer, he might have shut the radio off.
Yeah, there might not be any radio communication the rest of the day.
So Dale Jr. in 7th spot now. Mark Martin trying to close in on him. Michael Waltrip, the other participant in the celebration at Daytona last weekend, soldiering along in 20th place. Michael started back in 39th, so he's gained a number of positions. But Michael's not had a good weekend here so far. They have just not been able to make that car handle to his satisfaction. And he's had some trouble getting the feel for his entry line into turn number 1. How does a driver feel where to go at a new racetrack?
Well, pretty much you get into the pucker factor, Alan. You get down into turn 1 and you drive it as far as you can. And it's all, you keep going in deeper and deeper and deeper. Now, a new track like this, you only have one groove. So it's not like you can change your entry a whole lot. You got to follow that groove until there's a lot of rubber on the racetrack. So that some guys will take a late entry into the corner. Some guys will charge the corner a little bit lower. Different styles of driving. But here you're pretty much stuck with what the groove is going to tell you to do.
Jimmy Spencer puts Bobby Hamilton a lap down. Race leader is also just overtaken Hut Strickland and Stacy Compton, the 38th and 39th place runners.
I thought maybe when Spencer ran across that traffic and started getting some of that aero push on the nose of his car that Nadeau was able to close in on him, but it looks like the Spencer, the 26th, is really hooked up well now.
Ricky Rudd running in 10th place. Bobby Labonte, defending series champion, trying to close in from behind. Labonte just got right side tires on that last caution flag pit stop, and here comes Jeff Gordon to join the fight too.
He's moved up to 12th position.
Next weekend, NASCAR on TNT. The NASCAR Busch Series is going to run the 1.25 mile Gateway International Raceway on Saturday night. And then it's the 1 mile New Hampshire International Speedway next Sunday. And you'll see it on TNT. Jeff Gordon by Bobby Labonte. That's 11th spot. Five lead changes so far in the Tropicana 400. Jimmy Spencer, the latest to lead the parade. We'll come back in just a moment. You're watching NASCAR on NBC.